Good morning, Standard 9 students. Now, in the previous class, Shylock had explained that he has offered his friendship by lending out 3,000 ducats to Antonio without charging any interest. And then, in a merry sport, if Antonio is unable to pay the money back on time, he is only going to extract a pound of flesh. And he justifies himself to Father Abraham that he has not asked for anything which is profitable. The pound of flesh does not have any value, neither it is profitable, nor can it be consumed. So he does not see anything that is wrong in extracting a pound of flesh. And then he says, now this is the offer I am giving him. He either takes it or leaves it. Okay. And adio means bye-bye or goodbye. So then Antonio decides that he should sign the bond. Antonio, yes, Shylock, I will see unto this bond. Means I am ready to sign this bond. Shylock, then meet me forthwith at the notary's. Give him directions for this merry bond. So now go to the court and give all the information about the agreement of the 3,000 ducats and all the terms and conditions that are laid down. In the meantime, I shall go to my house and collect the money. Says, I will meet you there with the money, but at the present moment, I have to go home to bring the money as well as to check my house because my house is being taken care of an unthrifty servant, a servant that cannot be relied on. Then Antonio passes a comment after Shylock leaves. I, the gentle Jew, the Hebrew will turn Christian. He grows kind. Now Antonio is under the impression that Shylock is giving him money without charging any interest means it is a kind gesture of Shylock. So he says, if Shylock is now beginning to be very kind-hearted, then most probably all the Jews will turn into Christians or follow the Christian religion. But Bassanio always had a doubt in his mind. He says, I like not fair terms and a villain's mind. What he meant was, says, I don't like the way Shylock is speaking so sweetly. And Shylock is an evil man, so it doesn't blend. An evil man speaking kind and sweet words. So Bassanio has got a doubt. Definitely Shylock has got something up his sleeve. Antonio, come on. In this there can be no dismay. So there's no need for you to be upset because my ships come home a month before the day. Means my ships will return back 1 month before the expiry of the bond. Okay. Now I shall continue with Act 2, Scene 1. Now in Act 2, Scene 1, we meet the Prince of Morocco. Okay. Now the Prince of Morocco is a dark-skinned prince and he is one of the suitors who has come to marry Portia. Now in this particular scene, we will be introduced to the prejudice dealing with religion, caste, color, creed, gambling, you know, luck. So these are all the factors that we will learn today. So now when the Prince of Morocco arrives, there is a lot of pomp. Pomp means a lot of celebration and noise. Okay, because your prince is now walking, so he is given that kind of welcome. Okay. And then when he meets, so this particular scene takes place in Belmont, a Roman Portia's house. Flourish of cornets means a musical instrument is being blown while the Prince of Morocco. So enter the Prince of Morocco and his train. He has got some followers following him. Okay. Then Portia, Nerissa, and other of her attendants. So now these are the people who have entered the sea. Morocco. Now he is requesting Portia. Mislike me not for my complexion. Says, do not dislike me for my dark complexion, or do not discard me, or do not hate me for my dark complexion. So now we are dealing with something called color prejudice. Okay, now the Prince of Morocco is a dark skinned prince. So he is requesting Portia that he shouldn't be disqualified because of his dark skin, the color of his skin. Now he gives the reason why he has got this dark skin color. The shadowed livery of the burning sun. So now the color of my skin is like a uniform. Livery means uniform. Like everybody living in the tropical region. Okay. They or nearer to the equator, they are exposed to the direct rays of the sun. And due to that excess of heat, people living in the equatorial region and in the tropical region, the color of the skin is dark. So he says that is the reason why my complexion is like a uniform. Everybody living in the tropical or near the equatorial region, the color is dark. To whom I am a neighbor and near bred. Now he is a neighbor to what? He is a neighbor to the sun. Because he is living near the tropical region. And he has been born and brought up in that zone. Okay. So that is why he has got this dark complexion. Then he wants to prove that dark skinned people are more powerful than the fair skinned people. So he says, bring me the fairest creature northward born. So bring me another man living in the North Pole. Okay. Where Phoebus fire scarce tossed the ice. Now Phoebus is another name for the sun. So he says, bring me a man from the North Pole where the sun rays is not so powerful to melt the icicles. Now when you are studying the temperature of a particular place, okay, The factor that affects the climate is the distance from the sun. So now, if a person living in the North Pole, the sun rays is not so powerful. A very slight ray affects the North Pole. That is why it is fully covered with ice. It is not powerful enough to melt the ice in the North Pole. Just bring me a man from there, and we shall both cut our skin. Okay? And then we shall see whose blood is more reddish in color. Now, during the Elizabethan age or period, it was believed that a very strong and brave person, his blood will be red. And if a person is a coward, a darpok, a scared person, then the color of his blood will be pale. So he wants to prove to Portia that he is far much superior than a white skinned or a fair skinned person. So now he is trying to justify himself that he should not be judged by the color of his skin, but should be judged by the color of his blood, which signifies his bravery, his courageous nature, his strength. I tell thee, lady, this aspect of mine had feared the valiant. So now let me tell you. Now the Prince of Morocco is very proud of his dark skin. He says, many brave people, they are very scared when they look at me. I swear the best regarded virgins of our clime, says even the young maidens in my country, they have fallen in love with my complexion, with my dark skin. But have loved it too. I would not change this hue. So I will never change the color of my skin. So here it shows that the Prince of Morocco is very fond or very proud of his complexion. Except to steal your thoughts, my gentle queen. So now to win you, if I have to change the color of my skin, I will only change it if I am going to win your love. For your sake, I wouldn't mind changing the color of my skin. So here, the Prince of Morocco shows how he feels very proud of his dark complexion. Okay, I shall keep it till here, and then again in the next class I shall continue. Thank you.